Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a scene scenario of the, well, rather older game Galactic Battlegrounds. First you want to start out with just just a lot of troops. Just go through, start creating troops like crazy. And well, how I like to do it. And yeah, you just start putting down like mechs and tanks, well, ATTEs and stuff like that to get some serious support. And then you go from there. And then from there, you just keep making more and more troops, and make walls to make it like more realistic. And I just base mine off of like places and things I've seen, and just make like walls to make the enemy more occupied, just destroying the walls. And then a few turrets, like light turrets, not big turrets, to make it a little more fair. Alright, then you just keep putting more and more guys down, and it's a lot easier just with more guys, but you can do it any way you really want to. It doesn't really matter. But then from there, you just kind of like put all the Jedi down. And this one, it doesn't have General Grievous or anything, because this is basing it off of Episode 2. But I just put down all the Jedi. From there, you start off with your enemy. And try to make it as fair as possible, because it'd be really boring just with a 2-minute battle between you and 5 other guys. Okay, and you try to make it like as many guys as you can, and you actually want to try to like have your enemy beat you, because that's actually, well, it's kind of the point, but it just make it a lot more enjoyable than, like I said, a 2-minute battle. Okay, so from there you just put down a ton of guys and a ton of vehicles or tanks, and because those could do the most damage of them all. And then you go from there, and I like to make bases like behind them. And then I try to destroy the base. So put as many troops as you can inside the base so they can defend it. And then you put like a ton of like heavy armored guys. It'd be a lot easier to like just go in there and destroy the base, but you want to put as much like defense as possible. And then again put like a wall around the enemy, but not just to enclose them in, but like just to do again like the occupy your enemy. And then that just makes it a little more like realistic too. Alright, and then for your guys, you just make like more like reinforcements. So like go to the side and just like add a few guys to the side, and just like don't add like a ton, but just add like a small group with a few heavy weapons, and like don't put all like strong troopers, just put like kind of like recruits and stuff. Okay, then you add like a few guys here and there, and then you start to add more like mechs and stuff, not for just like your main army, just for your attack. But then to the side, I like to put like an elite group of like a lot of like the strongest troopers, and then a few like mechs, and then some like transports, and just in case my backup doesn't really work. And sometimes that doesn't always work, and then from there I like to put like a big squadron of gunships. Alright, just put like a ton of transports. Okay, and then I like to kind of mix and match it. To put like a Confederacy into the Trade Federation. And the thing is that the mechs, or the actual units, will look the same even if you change them. So because they all have like the same name, but their picture will be different. And then I just like to mix and match them to make it look like more of what it looked like in the movies. And just add like the spider walkers, and then you just go from there. And then since you put aircraft in, you should probably put aircraft in for your enemy, because in this game ground units can't destroy air units for some reason, I don't know. And then because it'd just make it a ton more fair, or you'd just be sitting there with all your ground troops being killed by a ton of air troops. Okay, and then you just put more and more troops in. Just kind of like scatter all the troops like everywhere so your troops can actually start the battle and start like attacking. And then you just go over what you've done and add. It's up to you if you want to add more and more troops, or if you just want to leave it at that and start the scenario. So, and then you're ready to start a scenario. Okay, your troops will start the battle right away because like all the things in, or all of your troops are like right there, and they're automatically attacking. So what you want to do is just kind of send in the first troops and get rid of all of them as much as possible. And just for my tactics, I want to take out all the air units first. So, and just like send all your guys in like at the same time and just like have a massive battle right away. So, and that just seems the easiest to me, but you might have different tactics. Okay, and all your air units can like be easily destroyed, but it always doesn't work. And a lot of times your guys are just stuck getting shot by the air units again. Okay, now just sit back and enjoy the rest of the battle. A lot of times your plan doesn't work and you lose.